I rise to make a contribution to the Local Government Amendment Governance and Integrity Bill 2024 on behalf of Legalise Cannabis Victoria. I would like to begin by reflecting on why this bill has ended up before us today. In this term alone, we have seen 11 councils appointed municipal monitors for urgent intervention, multiple councils dismissed and replaced with administrators, numerous councillor resignations and the Operation Sandon Special Report. IBAC's Operation Sandon Special Report investigated allegations of corrupt conduct involving councillors and property developers in the city of Casey in my region of the South Eastern Metropolitan. It exposed behaviour that did not meet the required standards and highlighted the risk of corruption in local government. IBAC's Acting Commissioner at the time, Stephen Farrow, noted the impact of planning decisions on the livability of all Victorians. In doing so, it was made clear how essential it is that these decisions be protected from corruption. There is a real need for reform to restore faith in government at the local level. Integrity is important at every level of government, and in many ways it is more important at a local level. This is the level of government that impacts people's lives in some of the most direct ways. Whether your local pothole gets fixed, whether your neighbour builds their 4-storey house, and whether you feel safe on a well-lit street walking home at night. These are just some of the many things your local council has responsibility for. Councils make decisions that directly affect your quality of life, and these decisions should not be done by a representative, and these decisions should be done by a representative who have your best interests at heart. Anti-government groups understand the essential role of local councils well. Many are arranging targeted campaigns to get onto local councils' control decision-making and lobby a conspiratorial agenda. All the more reason we must ensure integrity in our local government. As a member of the Integrity and Oversight Committee, I am acutely aware of the importance of this issue and the work that agencies like IBAC undertake to ensure that they can make recommendations that will improve our democracy. This bill goes some of the way to addressing these issues and strengthening local council governments. Mandatory ongoing training and the amendments relating to the Uniform Model Councillor Code of Conduct are both positive, if not overdue, reforms. But all reforms must be balanced. We do not want to go so far with integrity reforms that we undermine the benefits of the separation of state and local government. This is a concern that many in this chamber have shared. It is also a concern that we heard echoed by many of the councils in my region. They have been consulted on this legislation and they may agree in principle to things like the Model Councillor Code of Conduct and the mandatory training. But they cannot say for certain how it would actually impact them without further details. The details of both have a direct impact on whether training can be delivered in an effective and timely manner. It is our hope that there will be detailed and meaningful engagement with the sector following this bill so procedures and policies can be successfully implemented. To further ensure the successful implementation of these changes, we encourage this government to support Local Government Victoria and the Chief Municipal Inspector to give them the resources they need to assist with these reforms in a timely and cost-effective manner. We understand that there are councils that support the changes to the indemnification of councillors, particularly given the unpredictable financial burdens of the existing system. But in the same vein, no indemnification could create unequal power structures for councillors with less resources. We would like to see some balance struck here, but in the meantime we recognise that the current system is not sustainable and must change. Similarly, the removal of VCAT jurisdiction and the changes to ministerial disqualification and suspension powers have been controversial. Some we have heard from have praised the removal of VCAT jurisdiction for stopping overtly litigious councillors and providing certainty of outcomes, whereas others have raised serious concerns that the failure to retain VCAT jurisdiction undermine access to justice. We will support this government's willingness to recognise these concerns, and we will be supportive of any House amendments to that effect. In the spirit of integrity in local government, we will also be supporting amendments by the Greens in relation to political donations and further scrutiny. There are other general areas for improvement that this bill also fails to address, things like mandatory duties, reporting, resourcing, the threshold for disqualification, and efficiency measures. With this in mind, I will be putting forward several questions in the Committee of the Whole stage to understand why these improvements were not undertaken. There is an approach that can balance the independence of local government with sufficient oversight and integrity measures. This bill could be improved to strike that balance in a more meaningful way. Thank you.